my other books on my website, guybast.com. I've had a whale of a time. It's been great. This is my story. This is Nitemare Pigz in 3D. Ralph Robinson is an ordinary boy with a head of red hair and a box full of toys. 2 feet, oddly socked, and a scab on his knee from the time he fell out of his favourite tree. Not too short or too tall, neither tubby nor lean. He's generally kind and occasionally mean. He has a mother and father and a brother called Dwayne and an auntie who moved to a villa in Spain. But one thing about Ralph is most unexpected. He keeps cheese in his pockets. You can't have suspected. Whether Edam or cheddar, Gouda or brie, Ralph's pockets are quite overflowing with cheese. To understand why, we must go back 2 years to a time when Ralph's life was abundant with fears. But when Ralph closed his eyes, all he could see were Nitemare Pigz in authentic 3D. These hogs were horrendous. They came from the skies with ear-piercing squeals and fiery eyes. They were blacker than night, with ivory tusks and tails that coiled the day into dusk. They must have been bred on some terrible farm, where the livestock is trained to do nothing but harm. Each horrible oink was an omen of doom. The pigs meant to eat Ralph. He could only assume. But it seemed only he could hear the pigs squeal, or see them up there, looking realer than real. "Why can't you see them?" cried Ralph in dismay. "They're here in the sky! Quick, run away!" His heart filled with dread, but to his surprise, the pigs disappeared when he opened his eyes. It wasn't until Ralph closed his eyes tight the nightmare returned, vivid and bright. Soon, doctors came with words and with pills to try and cure Ralph of his baffling ills. "Take a tablet at bedtime. Take 2 after meals. Take 3. Then you'll see that your fears are unreal." But whatever the treatment, whatever they tried, Ralph still saw the pigs when he screwed up his eyes. It was when Auntie M came to stay from abroad that Ralph closed his eyes and once again roared, "Nitemare Pigz! Nitemare Pigz! Coming for me! They're up in the sky in authentic 3D." His eyes were shut and his voice was raw as he called out in fear at the horrors he saw. "Nitemare Pigz! Nitemare Pigz!" Ralph cried again. "You can see them as well?" said a shocked Auntie M. "I've been seeing them too, year after year. How odd that you see them as well, Ralph, my dear." "You can see them? You mean it?" said Ralph, quite amazed. Auntie M closed her eyes, but didn't seem fazed. "Oh, yes. There they are, as plain as can be. Nitemare Pigz in authentic 3D. "But why are you scared?" asked a terrified Ralph. "Can't you see that the pig will bite us in half?" "What? Eat us? Oh, no," laughed Auntie M in delight, though it did take a while to find out what they liked. She took from her handbag some pieces of cheese and gave them to Ralph, adding, "Feed the pigs these. Handling these piggies is really quite easy. All that they want is to eat something cheesy." Ralph held out his hand and waited with fear as one of the pigs drew alarmingly near. He shivered with fright and tried not to breathe as the pig sniffed his hand and then snatched up the cheese. It squealed with delight and took to the sky and flew through the ceiling and oinked her goodbye. "I've plenty more cheese," said Auntie M with a smile. "Once fed, they'll leave you alone for a while." With the pigs fed and gone, when Ralph now closed his eyes, he saw nothing at all, to his joy and surprise. "Auntie M!" cried Ralph. "You did it! They've gone!" "They have," she replied. "Oh, I mean, I knew all along." So that is why Ralph fills his pockets with cheese, in case the nightmare returns in authentic 3D. And he couldn't be happier. All is now well, except that his trousers have started to smell. Thank you very much.